C-200, managing organizations and leading people. Complete. It was a piece of cake. Let's get into it. Tech fam, tech fam. Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Warner Bell. You may or may not know that I've decided to go back to college for a master's degree. I'm attending WGU online, and I've enrolled in the MBA of IT Management degree program, and I started that program on December 1st. I've been posting videos in this playlist again to document that process. I'm not really going too in depth on these videos. I'm just doing more of my methods and what I think about the course, and then I'm moving on. By the way, shout out to the ITXP and at Cameron Evolve. They both have channels here on YouTube. I watched both of their videos before I started my degree program. They did videos on this degree program, and they both went in depth. The ITXP did a full deep dive in one video about all the courses and his thoughts and everything that went into the video. And Ed Cameron Evolved is, I think he's still doing videos, doing one for every course in this degree program. So if you want real in-depth and specifics, as much as can be done in a video, go ahead and watch them guys' videos. They did a real good job. Like I said, I watched their stuff before I started my program, and I found some real valuable information in there. So please go check them out. Anyway, this is for the C-200, managing organizations and leading people. This course had 2 tasks associated with it to complete the course. And I'm gonna walk through the timeline of what happened while I was doing the course. I started my first course on the 2nd. So I spent the first day just going through all of the material, reacclimating myself to the student portal and everything. So I spent the whole first day just going through the site, going through the materials, checking everything out. I started the first task on the 2nd, and I completed the second task on the 4th. So it took me 2 days to actually write the papers and 4 days in total to do the whole thing. I spent a day researching recs for the course. I spent a day on task 1. I spent about a day and a half on task 2. And I spent about a half a day proofreading and getting everything cleaned up, making sure it was all nice and ready like I wanted it to be. Now, when I say day, first day, second day, 1 day, 2 day, I'm talking about the time that I allocated out of a day to work on schoolwork. We're talking 4 to 6 hours. Typically, I allocate 4 hours a day after work to do my schoolwork. After I got done with my first paper and my second paper, I just turned in the first paper and waited for the results to come back. I didn't turn them both in at the same time, even though I had them done, because I wanted to make sure that the first paper wasn't going to get sent back for any weird reason, because if it did, then that would automatically make the second paper get sent back, because elements of the first paper are incorporated into the second paper. So if you got it wrong in the first paper and it got sent back, it's almost a surety that the second paper is going to get sent back as well. And I didn't want to go through that. It takes typically a day for them. So if I put it in today, if I send it in today, I usually get it back tomorrow. And I did, and it was a pass, so I was good to go for the course. So I got the pass on task 2 on the 6th, and that completes the class. And like I said before, I knew this was going to be a lot of reading and a lot of writing. It is a master's degree program, so that some of that is to be expected. These are full-fledged papers, 6 to 10 pages and more. You know, don't take it lightly, but they are APA formatted papers, double spaced. So when you hear 6 to 10 pages, it may sound like a lot, but with double spacing and everything, it's not necessarily a lot. It just covers a lot of pages. Don't let that intimidate you. But one thing I can say is Grammarly, right? The college offers a download of Grammarly. Grammarly is free anyway. You can download it on your own. Download that, install it, and use it. It is your friend. If you want to pay for the paid version, it comes with some extra features, but it does everything you need it to do in the free version. And you really need to use this Grammarly. It'll save you a lot of time, save you a lot of thinking. Unless you're an English grammar expert, I would just use Grammarly just because it's going to be easier for you. One less thing you got to worry about. You can click a button, it's going to check the spelling, it's going to check the grammar. It even offers suggestions on what to do to change it. One tip I cannot stress enough is organization is key. You must be organized in order to do these courses and pass these tasks, because they're going to be sending you all over the place. You're going to be going to different websites. You're going to have different windows open, which is why you need multiple screens. And you need to have all of this stuff organized in a way that you can easily access that information, so that you're not running around looking for information you've already seen. Like if you have to take a break and leave your session, you come back. Now, where did I leave off? Where's my information? I got to open all these tabs again. I got to find all these websites again. It becomes a hassle, and it takes away from the time you can spend writing. So if you start with organization in the beginning, it'll save you a lot of headache. And what I do is each class has its own folder, and it's like a project. So each class is a project. And inside that folder, each task has its own folder, and all the information pertaining to the class goes in the root of the class folder, and all the information pertaining to the task go in the root of the task folders. And I have a notes document. I've got all of the PDFs and downloads that come with the course material that I think need to be saved in there. If you're good with keyboard searches and fact finding, you shouldn't have too much trouble, particularly with this course, because it's not very long, right? You can go do keyword searching on the documents, Control F on a Windows PC, Command F on Mac, and search documents for keywords. That way you don't have to do all that reading. So instead of you having to read a whole book just to get a few lines from a couple different paragraphs about the subject that you're trying to write on, you can use that word finding utility and then just search for phrases and words. It'll take you right to it. You can get the information you need and move on. It'll help you go faster. Google and WGU's library, definitely your friends. The search function in WGU's library is really nice. You can find all the scholarly journals you need to look through. Watch all of the task videos in every course. Just do it. Watch them all. Doesn't matter how long they are or whatever. I usually watch my videos on 1.5 speed. Some people say they can watch them on 2.5. That's a little too fast for me, but 1.5 is good. You do have to focus a little harder, but it's quicker to get through the information, and skimming works just as well on videos as it does in text. So go through all the course material. It's not that much. Before you start doing the task, go through all the course material. That way you get an idea of what the whole course overall is about, where certain bits of information is located within the text. And then when you're ready to start the task, then you can go targeted into that course material and find those tidbits and snippets that you need to formulate your paper and keep it moving in an efficient manner, right? Task 1 is an analysis of your own leadership style. You take an assessment, and using the results of that assessment, you evaluate your own leadership style. This was pretty easy. I have taken this assessment before in the past, so I was kind of familiar with all of the details surrounding it. It takes about 20 or 30 minutes to actually go through the little assessment. It gives you some results, tells you about what the algorithm came up with based on your answers. And you take that information, and that is what you're going to use to evaluate your own leadership style. Use the descriptions in the course material the requirements and the rubric to tell you what to look for when you're researching your ideas for your paper. What I was doing was in my notes document, in my project folder for C-200, in the task folder, on that notes document, for section A of the task, I would copy the description from the course material and paste it in my notes. I would copy the description from the requirements and paste it in my notes. And I would copy the description from the rubric and paste it in my notes. So for task one, I've got all three source descriptions for section A in one place, and I don't have to keep looking between those pages. I can go to that one document and I can use that to refer to when I'm looking through the reading to find the answers I need or find the wording I need to write my paper. Each task is broken down into sections. So task one might have section A, section B, section C, section D, and so on. When you're doing a task, you're going to do it a section at a time. Don't even focus on the other sections. Start with section A, focus on section A, take the descriptions from all three sources I just mentioned, put them in one place, and then go do your research, your searching, your reading. One other thing I can say about task one is to pay close attention to all of the elements of task one, because you'll see them again in task two. Task two incorporates the bulk of the elements from task one into task two. Task one is 6 to 10 pages long, and that is not including any cover page, title page, or reference page. Pretty self-explanatory. I think you'll be fine in that. Moving on to task two, it's another paper. You're going to write a paper on either your current organization or the past organization that you used to work for. And you're going to discuss elements of project management about that organization, but you're not going to use the organization's real name or the people's real name. You're going to change that. But it makes it easy to draw on experience that you already have working in an environment, because you could just, easily remember what went on while you were either working at a previous organization or what's been going on while you're working at the one you're working at now. You're going to do 2 analysis and 1 evaluation. The evaluation is just like the one you did on yourself in task 1. So that's going to make it real easy. You can really focus on the 2 analysis, and then you can copy the bulk of what you did in task 1 and then just bring that down into task 2 and make the necessary changes. I'm reiterating, you're doing these a section at a time. Start with A, get all the requirements for A, write it out, do it. Move on to B, get all the requirements, write it out, do it. Just like that. It's going to make your life a whole lot easier. Trust me on that. Okay. One other thing I forgot to mention about when you're going through the course material in your notes document, in your project folder, you're going to be taking notes while you're doing the reading. Just make notes of where you found that information, what page it's on, what link it's at. It's going to make it easier after you gather all that information to go back and start writing your papers. But you want to try to be as prepared, organized, and efficient as you possibly can, because writing the paper itself is a big enough task. You don't want to add confusion and unpreparedness to it and just make it a terrible experience for yourself. And I think that's pretty much it on the advice. If you work like this, you shouldn't have no problems knocking C-200 out in a few days. I've heard of people knocking it out the whole course in a day or 2. I don't recommend that, even if you can. I probably could have, but I did not want to do that. I wanted to take my time. You've got plenty of time. They give you like 2 weeks to do the course. Even if you're not really every single day putting in 4 hours, you could get this done in a week. So just take your time. Don't rush it. Everything is going to come in time. Proofread it, similarity test it, all of that. Then go to the submission phase. Submit your first document. Don't submit the second one at the same time, because if they send that first one back, it's almost guaranteed that second one gonna come back. So don't even waste your time. Send the first one in. If it passes, go ahead, put the second one in and move on. All right, so now back in my student portal area, as you can see right here, you have completed managing organizations and leading people C-200. So that one is done. If I go to complete it, you can see I got the past here And my next class is going to be IT project management. I've already started taking a look at it. It looks like it's going to be a pretty significant class. This might be a doozy. I will have a video when I'm done with it with the same type of format, tips and tricks, and whatever I learned from going through it. But I think this one's going to take a little bit longer than the first one, almost certainly. Tech fam, I'm going to bring this video here to an end. As always, if you don't mind, go ahead and hit all them buttons. If you got any comments or questions, you can hit the comment section, leave them in there. I'll answer those as soon as I possibly can. And until the next video, Tech fam, peace.